What is Rotary? We're a network of people like you. In fact, we're the original social network. More than 1 million of us live just about everywhere you can think of. And we mean everywhere. We get together to exchange ideas, grow our businesses, and make new friends. We volunteer to help our own communities or someone else's. We're right around the corner. Come join us. The name is Rotary. Rotary International. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Rotarians, friends, and guests. I'm Hannibal B. Johnson. It's my privilege as president of the Rotary Club of Tulsa to welcome you. Sit back, relax, enjoy the fun, the festivities, and the fellowship that are the hallmarks of our weekly luncheon meetings. On any given Wednesday at noon, just know that we'll be here. This is the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and this is our gathering place, a site where we come together in the spirit of community, welcoming, inclusive, and committed to selfless service. We promise you a special and meaningful experience. If you haven't already done so, please take a moment to silence your cell phones now. A special thanks to Tom Wolfe for our pre-meeting musical interlude. So let's begin our program with Song and Pledge from Matt Davis, the invocation from Katie Johnson, and visitor introductions from Ed Monette.
Please join me in the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Land of the free and the home of the brave. And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we come together today as Rotarians, each with our own individual heritage and beliefs, and collectively in our commitment to service. Especially today, we bless those who have carved out personal time to be the leaders of our club and our district. Their leadership provides continuity for us as we all join hands to help where we can, when we can, and we are thankful. We hurt for those who have watched their car float down the street, find their belongings coated in mud, or their boat in the trees. We see these images and know the crisis is immediate for them. Keep us mindful also of those living through scorched earth days. There are fewer pictures to remind us of their suffering. We ask your blessing for this food, this fellowship, this day. Amen.
Good afternoon. For the record, no one has ever confused me for Ed Monette before. Good afternoon and welcome to our club. We're so glad you're here today. This afternoon, I'm going to introduce our guests and their host Rotarians. If the guests and host Rotarians will please rise when I call your name so that we can recognize you. We'll hold our applause until all of the guests are introduced. Then after that, we'll introduce our guest Rotarians from other clubs. Today, new Rotarian, John Croissant, has with him his mother and father, Pamela and Bill croissant, sitting right over here. Please rise. Thank you. Jayne Carlson has guests Dennis Anderson with her today. Rotarian Cindy Salter brought Angelica Valadez with her from Key Plus Broadcasting. Rotarian Ken Snoke brought Tom Toomey from Blindheim, Inc. Thank you, gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming our guests. We have 3 guest Rotarians today from Sunrise Club. Carol Orr. Hi, Carol. From the Sand Springs Club, we have the one, the only, the beautiful and wonderful Rochelle Parker. Thank you for being with us, Rochelle. And from Pauls Valley, we have Logan Beatles. Hi, Logan. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, Katie, and Carl instead of Ed. Once again, welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, where Tulsa's finest business and community leaders come together to serve and to be the inspiration, both in our community and all around the world. Let's thank our meeting volunteers whose service makes our meetings run so smoothly, week in and week out. Thanks also to this week's meeting sponsors, Bank First, Paul Bowman, and J.D. Young, Doug Stewart. We encourage you to give your fellow Rotarians the business, literally, okay? Announcements. Committee meetings for today. The IBA Task Force will meet right after the meeting in room 233. Above and Beyond will meet in room 234. There are condolence cards on your tables for the Nonweiler family. Ed's wife, Barbara Nonweiler, passed away on September 17th. Services are scheduled for September 22nd at 11 a.m. at Kirk of the Hills. Cards are on the tables for past President Doug Collins. Due to health issues, he's unable to attend our Rotary meetings. Please take the time to write a message letting Doug know that we miss him and that we're thinking about him. There are also cards on your tables for you to submit questions that you'd like to have posed to our gubernatorial forum. Those cards look like this, and the forum is slated for October the 3rd. Thirsty Thursday is the 3rd Thursday of each month. That's this week, and it's a great time to bring guests and to catch up with fellow Rotarians. Thirsty Thursday will be held at Old Vine on Peoria on the back patio from 5:30 to 7:30. Be the inspiration. This week's Rotary inspiration is past President Bob Sade. An anonymous Rotarian writes, "How can anyone with a perfect Rotary attendance since 1977 not be an inspiration to us all?" Bob Sade is a true gentleman, extraordinary family man, and a successful businessman who helps bring the gift of music to so many. His life is a shining example of how to live each day in the pursuit of excellence, compassion, kindness, and generosity. He has invited countless Tulsans into our club of service by asking the simple question, why aren't you a Rotarian? Be like Bob. Past President Bob, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, please accept your Rotary International themed Be the Inspiration lapel pin for being our Rotary inspiration. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce Rotarian David Peterson with the memorial resolution.
Today's memorial resolution is for Harry Livingston. His wife Sandra is here and son John at table 3. If you'd welcome them here. Be it resolved that the members of the Rotary Club of Tulsa learned with great sorrow of the death of Dr. Harry Earl Livingston. Dr. Livingston served in the Rotary Club for 16 years He was a Paul Harris Fellow, a Club Foundation Fellow, as well as an ambassador and long-serving member of the board of the Medical Supplies Network District Project. Harry was born on January 27, 1934, in Richmond, Virginia, to parents David I. Livingston and Johnny Williams Livingston. The family moved to New Orleans and later to Atlanta, Georgia, where Harry graduated from high school. Harry was an undergraduate of Emory University and medical school in 1957. He served an intern and general surgery resident at Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. Next, Harry served as a captain in the U.S. Army for 2 years in the surgery department. After active duty, Dr. Livingston completed an orthopedic fellowship at the University of Tennessee Hospital. During his fellowship, Harry served in the Army Ready Reserve, reaching the rank of major, and more importantly, met his future wife, Sandra Owen, and they were married in 1964. The Livingstons moved to Tulsa, and they had 5 children. John, here the oldest, Michael, Melissa, Mark, and Jeffrey. Dr. Livingston practiced orthopedics in Tulsa until his retirement in the year 2000. After retirement, he continued working at the Veterans Hospital in Muskogee and at the St. Francis Xavier Clinic in Tulsa. During Harry's many years on the MS&I board, he personally helped select and ship supplies to many nations, most notably Lithuania, which was close to his heart and was in his DNA. He traveled and taught orthopedics, most notably total knee replacement, and he trained doctors in Lithuania and brought them to Tulsa for further advanced training. Under his direction, 10 sea containers with orthopedic equipment and supplies were sent to Lithuania. Harry was a great husband and dad and was active in various projects with his family. The biggest example is he built a dollhouse for his daughter that was a scaled replica of the house they lived in. It was 4 feet by 5 feet, 2-story, had electricity, and was completely furnished. Harry was a licensed pilot. He was a Civil War expert and visited all the major battlefields and was well read on the history of that conflict. Harry was a car buff. He completely built what is known as a kit car, and it was later auctioned off at Kelly High School and benefited that school to the tune of $30,000. The Rotary Club of Tulsa will miss our friend and fellow Rotarian. I move that this resolution be adopted by a standing vote of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and may we rise for a moment as a silent tribute to the honor and memory of Dr. Harry Livingston.
Thank you, David. The Rotary Club of Tulsa will continue to embrace the Livingston family. Now it's time for new member introductions. Please welcome Jake Dollaride, Scott Philstrup, Michelle Place, and Michael Turner with new member introductions.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome our newest member, John Croissant. He is owner of the John Croissant Allstate Insurance Agency at 1776 South Utica, across the street from St. John's, which opened on September 1st of this year. He, of course, offers auto, home, business, life insurance. John is a fourth-generation Oklahoma small business owner. His grandfather, Marvin Catron, was a member of our club for 50 years. So John is a legacy Rotarian. John is a fellow TU alum. He's married to Deborah. They have a son, Hayden. They reside in Midtown. In his free time, he coaches soccer, serves in Life Kids at Life Church, also my church, and volunteers weekly at Edison, where he previously was a sixth grade geography teacher and head coach of the girls soccer team. In fact, he was a teacher for 20 years before his insurance endeavor. He taught my youngest son and gave him a B. And my son won the geography bee that year. Please welcome John Croissant. Here you go.
It's a great honor to welcome my good friend, Ken McConnell. Ken is the CEO and General Director of Tulsa Opera. He's been there 4 years, and during that period of time, the organization's been in the black. Right now, it's the 12th oldest opera company in the United States, and great success in education. We recently increased our number of young singers from 4 to 9. They'll be available all year for schools, retirement homes, Alzheimer's, and dementia. Ken is a native of Tulsa, a graduate of OSU, an executive leader at Deloitte, a foundation, and energy companies. Ken will be greatly involved with Tulsa Rotary, and it's my honor to welcome him today. Ken, congratulations.
Good afternoon. Well, it is my great honor, my great pleasure to bring to you Barbara Kogerman, and you will get to meet her husband, Colonel Bill, in just a moment. But they are new to Tulsa, but they are not new to Rotary at all. She's been president of most everything. So she either was president or member to listen to these organizations of the Orange County, California, Regional Chamber of Commerce president, Business and Professional Women, the Southern California Vector Control Agency. You'll have to tell us more about that later. Mosquitoes, she says. She's been a member of the Regional Council of the Association of Governments, of the County Council of Governments, of the Association of California. She is the former mayor of Laguna Hills, California, 2 times, and also served on the city council. Lots of other organizations that she's in, including the Knights of Templar, but she is also already a Paul Harris Fellow of Rotary International. So, would you please help me in welcoming a woman who could be a future president of the Rotary Club of Tulsa? Barbara. Thank you. Welcome. Okay.
Makes me nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my true pleasure today to introduce a fellow Marine officer, Lieutenant Colonel Bill Kogerman, United States Marine Corps retired, and he is known as Colonel Bill, I guess just because some of us don't spell very well, I'm not for sure, but, and as Michelle just noted, that his beautiful bride was very, very active in Rotary clubs where they lived prior to that. And I think I asked him maybe the first time we met, so were you like the first husband of Rotary when she was involved? But he, when he retired from the United States Marine Corps, he had served 25 years, I believe, in combined service with the U.S. Army, the United States Navy, and then into the Marine Corps. But he served over 20 years in the Marines, and he was a Navy aviator. And during that time, he served in combat tours in Vietnam and then continued to serve in the Marine Corps on East Coast, West Coast, as they tend to move Marines around especially those that have families, they move them the farthest. But when he retired from active duty of the Marine Corps, he then became active in the community, obviously, with, as you heard from his wife, in Orange County, California, and he successfully led the largest public-based political initiative, I had to make sure I had that right, in California history. He helped reverse the county's plan to convert the former Marine Corps Air Station in El Toro from becoming a commercial-sized airport, and this, most bases are located within houses and homes and shopping centers, and it's very, very busy with people, but he was able to defeat that and keep them from turning a nice piece of land into a concrete airport, which I think is great. Colonel Bill, he graduated from Chapman University with a BA in psychology and participated in the early development of the systems management program at the University of Southern California, and he is also published in the Western Psychology Medical Journal for his avant-garde work and the effect of RNA-enhancing drug on debilitating brain cell disease. I wouldn't have believed it if you told me. I would have just thought we were drinking too much, but it's all here. And then during his time in the military, he attended the Marine Corps Command and Staff College in Quantico, Virginia. He also was in the U.S. Navy's Commander's Legal School in Portsmouth and the U.S. Navy's Flight School in Kingsville, Texas. During one of his combat tours in Vietnam, he was physically ejected without a parachute. You don't want to eject, but when you do, you kind of hope there's some parachute behind you. But he did not have that pleasure. He landed over a battalion-sized firefight between South Vietnamese and the Marines against the North Vietnamese, and he lived to tell that story. And there's some other stuff that he darkened out, just kind of like a CIA document that I can't tell anybody, because he also had a notable top-secret intelligence command in Key West, Florida. Now, I've been to Key West. I love Key West. So how that became an intelligence tour is beyond me. I just think it's like, however you did that, that's pretty awesome. And if we can go do that again, please let me. One of the things that's notable is he was chosen by then Governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to replace another hero, Clint Eastwood, as a commissioner on the California Parks and Recreation Commission. And during this time, he was able to speak, and he also got very involved in the Modern Knights Templar, and their order is with the mission of saving persecuted Christians at risk throughout the world, and primarily in the Middle East. And he has the national title of Grand Officer in the Knights Templar. They recently moved to California, as you heard, and he wants to be active here. He's retired. Let me repeat that. He's retired, wants to be active here, and he's an awesome Marine. And you can tell he's a great Marine pilot because the first time I met them a month ago, he made me drive them both in my car over to their car. And that's what most pilots do. I was on the ground, they're always in the sky. We're always jealous of that, aren't we? So, in the Marine Corps, you may have heard the term, or the kind of the salute, Semper Fidelis, or Semper Fi. It's said between Marines or Navy sailors and officers who are serving in the Marine Corps, serving with Marines, and it is Latin for always faithful. And I think one of the primary reasons I chose to join Rotary years ago is in my mind, Rotary Club mirrors a lot of the characteristics of integrity and excellence and character and value that the Rotary Club does in the Marine Corps. So there's a lot to that, and I think, again, I just welcome him, and he'll hand me this so I can hand it back to him. And also announcement, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our newest members as you just did, but if you will please stand this time, that was a warm-up, and we'll give them a standing salute. But again, we welcome everybody, and especially coming up. Semper Fi.
We got special pins for our new members before they escape the stage. Got them? Great, thank you. Paul Harris recognition has been decorating our Rotary Foundation's passionate supporters for many years, and it's a proud tradition that honors the memory of our founder, past Rotary International President Paul Harris. To be honored as a Paul Harris Fellow, a Rotarian must contribute sums of at least $1,000 to our foundation's annual fund, Polio Plus, or approved foundation grants. Becoming a Paul Harris Fellow is a tremendous accomplishment, and it's an honor. It's a way to multiply both generosity and community impact. So much good begins with these gifts. We see wells constructed, children vaccinated against illness, senior citizens afforded meals and services, children and adults educated and given professional opportunities. We all benefit when children, families, and communities thrive. And we all know that only when people's basic needs are met can they pursue the greater issues of our time, like conflict resolution, community building, peacemaking. As I introduce our multiple Paul Harris Fellows, our District Governor, Jayne Lowe, will present them with their new Paul Harris lapel pins. Please wear these with pride in honor of all the lives you will reach through your generosity. Phil Viles, Paul Harris Fellow +1. Jake Dollaride, Paul Harris Fellow +2. Mac Finlayson, Paul Harris Fellow +3. John Raines, Paul Harris Fellow +3. Don Woolsey, Paul Harris Fellow +4. Del Dreyer, Paul Harris Fellow +6. The Paul Harris Society recognizes Rotary members and friends of the Rotary Foundation who elect to contribute $1,000 or more each year to the annual fund, Polio Plus Fund, or approved global grants. Let's now honor and thank the following individuals for their generous ongoing support of the Rotary Foundation as Paul Harris Society members, and they are Michelle Place, and Jerry Strange. And now would all Paul Harris Fellows please stand and be recognized. Let us thank you for making a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you. Special recognition continues today as we honor 7 Rotary Club of Tulsa members who have served our club for 50 years and more. Presenting each with a commemorative plate is District Governor Jayne Lowe. I'll ask each of them to stand and be recognized when presented, but let's hold our applause until all have been recognized. Lyle Turner, 52 years, joined in 1966. He's unable to attend, but Lyle is a Paul Harris Fellow, an MSNI ambassador, and a Club Foundation Fellow. Doug Collins, 53 years. Joined the club in 1964. Doug, for health reasons, is unable to attend, but Doug is a Paul Harris Fellow, past president in 1999 to 2000, an MSNI ambassador, a Club Foundation Fellow, a special lifetime member. Bob Linacher, 54 years, joined the club in 1963. Bob is a Paul Harris Fellow, past president 1977 to 1978, MSNI ambassador, Club Foundation Fellow, James G. Sade Service Above Self Award recipient, Allen Edwards Society member, founder of the Henry P. Iba Citizen Athlete Awards, co-chair and fundraising chairman of our Rotary Centennial Project, the Rotary Plaza on Williams Green. Under Bob's leadership, we raised more than $1 million for the largest project undertaken in our first 100 years. Bob Vassar, 55 years, joined in 1962. He's a Paul Harris Fellow, past president 1979-1980, Club Foundation Fellow, James G. Sade Service Above Self Award recipient, and founder of the Computer Club. Bob Reed, 56 years, joined in 1962. He's a Paul Harris Fellow, a Club Foundation Fellow, and a major donor to Crescendo Music Awards. Doug Morgan, 60 years, joined in 1957. Club Foundation Fellow, worked on the Polio Plus campaign, worked with the Tulsa Boys Home, helped with the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation, which began in 1972. Allen Edwards, 67 years, joined in 1951. He's a Paul Harris Fellow, past president 1972 to 1973, Club Foundation Fellow, special lifetime member, James G. Sade Service Above Self Award, founder of the Tulsa Rotary Foundation, and Allen Edwards Society member. Let's honor all of these gentlemen for their honorable and noble service to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. Thank you all. You represent what Rotary is all about, service above self. Our Rotarian of the day is Carol Orr, Assistant District Governor. Carol is a member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Sunrise, an official member since January 2000, but worked on projects with Sunrise and MSNI for several years prior to becoming a Rotary member. She served as president of Sunrise as well as past president of the Sunrise Foundation. She's a major Rotary donor in several categories, as well as an MSNI ambassador. Carol has held a variety of district-level positions. She's currently our assistant governor. Carol and her husband, Herb, have been married for 44 years, and they have 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Carol and Herb have attended 12 Rotary International Conventions, and they plan to attend the 2019 Rotary International Convention in Hamburg, Germany. Asked to comment on why she's a Rotarian, Carol explained, and I quote, "My father and mother laid the foundation of being part of organizations that help others in need. I've always received great pleasure with helping others in various ways. Rotary gives me the ability to reach further than just my community and opens opportunities to help the people all around the world." Please help me welcome Assistant District Governor Carol Orr.
As always, it's a pleasure being here with you, and I take great pleasure, and I'm humbled by being able to present Jayne Lowe to you today. She began her Rotary journey in 1992 as president of the Plymouth, Minnesota Rotary Club, and then she transferred and became president of the Rotary Club in Bentonville, Arkansas. She was also honored in 2011 as Rotarian of the Year, and that is no easy feat, as you might imagine. Jayne is a 2012 graduate of the District Leadership Academy, and she has served as as Assistant District Governor in 2008 to 2011, after she started the Club Visioning program for the district, which that took a lot of time and travel for her, but she was very, very dedicated and still has a lot to do with that, correct? All right. She is a multiple Paul Harris Fellow. She is a member of the Paul Harris Society, Bequest Society, and a Level 1 major donor, along with her husband, Gary. She is the co-chair for the District Club Visioning team and continues to assist teams as they need to be. She is the vice chair of the District 4-Way Speech Contest, and she's also a member of the Rotary Wine Appreciation Fellowship and the Rotary Musicians Fellowship. Jayne likes to have fun. Jayne received the Rotary International Club Leadership Award in 2015 from PDG Herb Orr. She's retired from the Greater Bentonville Chamber of Commerce in 2016 and was the Vice President of Membership Development. She and her first dude have been married for 26 years, and they live on the lake in Bella Vista, Arkansas, and love to go out in their boat. Please stand and join me as we welcome District Governor Jayne Lowe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Gosh, you know, I would just as like to forego my speech. There's so many things that I would like to talk about that's been happening here today, and you know, you guys have such a rich resource, right? Such treasures with these new members that you brought in today, and the Paul Harris Fellows. You know, they keep getting up to the next level, and 67 years of service. I was, when I heard that, I thought, oh, I'm old, and I can't believe that somebody has been in Rotary longer than I am old. So all of you, you know, you guys, you are just amazing. And Hannibal just said to me when Carol was talking about the Wine Appreciation Fellowship, he said, tell me more. Well, I will tell you that the pin that you get, the Rotary pin for your Rotary Wine Appreciation Fellowship, is a corkscrew. It's got Rotary on the top, it's a little corkscrew, and I did actually have to use it once no, I'm kidding, I really did. I really didn't do that, but anyway, I am just so honored, and it's such a pleasure for me to be here at the biggest club in the district. And you know, the district, our logo, our motto is the big district with the big heart. But I think that you guys could say you're the big club with the big heart too. It's amazing the things that you do for your community and around the world. Well, Carol mentioned the first dude. This is my husband. This is the first dude, Gary Lowe. He's still working, so he can't travel with me, so this is how I bring him along. And one good thing about it is he never tells me where I'm supposed to turn or any of those things. I know that you all probably know why I'm here, why the district governor comes every year to your club, but just in case you don't, the governor is the only official representative of Rotary International in the district, and we represent the president, Barry Rassin. You know, because I'm going to be visiting 79 clubs. Can you imagine what it'd be like for him to visit 35,000 clubs and get word out on what's going on in Rotary? I don't think that would happen. And, you know, we do have a few other duties besides coming and visiting the clubs, but I'll tell you what, visiting the clubs is really the coolest gig I've ever had in my whole life. But you don't need to hear about that other stuff that we have to do. You know, I was talking about being here as a representative of Rotary International. And you know, Rotary is not a top-down organization. It's bottom-up. Everything happens at the club level. We are here as the district for each and every one of you and for your club. And so I just want you to know that if there's anything that we can ever do to help you, I mean, I'm going to come and help do statues, clean the statues on the Centennial Plaza. So hopefully that'll help. Maybe I'll get some brownie points for that. But, excuse me, I just want you to be aware of the resources and everything that you have available. And Rochelle Parker, who I know that many of you know, is now a part of our district. She is our district administrator, and I feel sorry for you, but I'm so happy for the district because she's doing a great job. Thank you, Rochelle. You know, I just love this year's theme, and I love the fact that you use it a lot in your meetings. I mean, it's on the tables, and you've got Be the Inspiration. I mean, we have had some really fabulous themes in Rotary, like Put Life in Rotary, Your Life, Light Up Rotary, Be a Gift to the World, Lend a Hand. But there's something about Be the Inspiration that just seems so Rotary to me. Barry Rassin is from the Bahamas. And one day he was standing at the water's edge, you know, looking out over that gorgeous water and thinking, I wonder who's on the other side. Maybe standing at the water's edge over there, looking out and wondering the same thing I am. Is this somebody that needs help? Is this somebody that I could help or they could help me? So that is what inspired him for the logo and, of course, the inspiration, Be the Inspiration. And you know, hopefully I will be able to inspire you a little bit today. And I'm sure Hannibal inspires you every week when he's up here. Don't you, Hannibal? Yeah. And, but I think that one thing this Be the Inspiration means is that we need to continue to inspire each other to do good. And especially we need to inspire the people outside of these walls, outside of our members, to let them know who we are and what we do, because it just seems like we kind of hide our light under a bushel sometimes. You know, we're like these little secret Santas. We go out and do all these great things, and nobody really knows that it's Rotary. But first of all, I've got some good news for you. Want to hear? The Rotary membership worldwide is up 18,000 people. I was shocked. I really was shocked when I saw that. But that's Africa, Asia, and India. Things, you know, when we relaxed some of the rules and things like that, people were able to participate more. Excuse me. In our district, we are down 600 people in the past 5 years. 600 members we have lost. So I know that you're probably thinking, well, there's a lot of reasons for that, but what we really need to do is think about what can we do about it. And you might expect me to say, why don't you have a membership drive? Chuck, we talked about this last night. And I think a membership drive, membership campaign has its place, but in my experience, there's always like this carrot out here. There's a cool prize that you're gonna get if you bring in the most members. And I think with that, we have a tendency to not vet them. We don't look to see, do they have a heart for service? Are they going to be a good Rotarian? You know, quality really can mean a whole lot more than quantity. So we really have to take a look at our club, our prospective members that way. So you new members, keep that in mind. We're watching you. We're watching you. I am encouraging, and so is President Barry, people to look at public image as a way to attract members. You know, we don't want to age out. I mean, I can look around this audience and this group of Rotarians and every group of Rotarians I've been talking to. We need to be getting some younger blood in Rotary. And President Barry has wanted us to double the number of Rotaract clubs, and that's a great thing, but I think that we need to get some younger people in our regular clubs as well. And, you know, even myself, but particularly young people, they want to do something. They want to have their hands on something. They want to be doing good in the community and in the world. And so how are we going to let them know what we're doing? So Rotary came up with this People of Action campaign. And I was talking about at the board meeting last night about People of Action. I mean, you guys, when I saw your foundation video, oh my goodness, all kinds. People of Action pictures that you can take and put in the newspaper or on Facebook or wherever you do all of your social media. Let people know what you are, what you're doing. Get these young people to go, oh man, I really want to be a part of that organization. As much as I'm enamored with the People of Action campaign, we need to realize that we have to have a good product for them. You know, if we're out there hyping how good we are, then they come to the club and they go, well, this isn't what it seemed like it was going to be. You know, we have to, do we have a great meeting place? You guys do? Good food? Oh, yeah. Are you welcoming to the people that just come to visit as prospective members? Do you get them involved? Are they out there doing the things that you said that they were going to do as far as helping the community? Because let's face it, you know, I mean, we've got all kinds of things that we do out there, but if our product isn't correct or isn't the one that we want, you know, like this family, think they're going to get in that Camaro? I don't think so. So we have to look at what we've got, and we all know one size doesn't fit all. Remember Edith Ann? I loved Edith Ann. Excuse me. This is another example of some of the templates that are on this brand center that Rotary has put together. And I think it's one thing I forgot to say is that, you know, all of the photos and Facebook posts pre-sized and everything are available on Rotary International for free on the website. So you can get this stuff and just stick your own pictures in there. So you don't even have to work that hard. Just take some of your pictures that you've already taken. But this is how the blank templates look. And I've put this up there for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think that you could get your mayor or your club president to have a picture going, we're this close, and post that. Let's keep polio in front of and top of mind for everybody. And so you can have all kinds of dignitaries around the Tulsa area that you could use in this thing. And also, the second thing is because we are this close, we're like countdown to zero now. We're countdown to zero. Your board and your club president have said that we would be able to have donations to Polio Plus. You'll find mason jars on your tables. There is a form there that if you want to write down what you have put in the jar, you will get credit towards your Paul Harris Fellow, and the club gets the cumulative amount on their Polio Plus giving. So if you want to go ahead and do that, that'll be wonderful. There should be one on every table. But one of the reasons, you know, there's some statistics we've heard so often, we're this close. It's 30-some years, right? But Polio Plus means we are also over there, when we're giving the inoculations for polio, we're also giving tetanus. We're giving vitamin A. We've gotten an infrastructure going with the World Health Organization where we're really actually doing a lot more than just doing the polio. And There are volunteers over there who are checking the sewers and waters for the wild polio virus. And I got to tell you, I'd rather put $10 in a jar than be out there and looking at sewers for wild polio virus. So we have to, those people are taking a lot of the difficult work away from a lot of other people. And we need to be doing this now while we still can, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation still doing 2-to-1. We give $1, they give $2. So as much money as we collect today, it's going to be doubled. So we need to thank them and appreciate what they do for us. How many of you have heard of Charity Navigator? Okay, good. For those of you that don't know, it is an organization that rates and ranks nonprofits. And the Rotary Foundation is tied for first place in Charity Navigator. And it's like 9.75 of our money that we raise through the Rotary Foundation goes where we say it's going to go. And we all know that it's going to do good. And not just totally international. This district money can come back. The money that we give comes back to the district, so we can use things in our community. Another thing that I'm working on is how we communicate with the district. We've had a Facebook page for, 5, 6, 7 years. Wasn't getting much traction. So at every club meeting, I've been asking people, if you don't already have your phones out, please take your phones out, and if you're Facebooker, go to your Facebook page and search for Rotary District 6110 and like us. We have gotten, 95% more likes since July 1st. We're over the 1,000 like mark now. And, I don't know how many of you have seen the video newsletter that we're doing, but every governor is required by Rotary International to do a monthly newsletter. And, we would get these newsletters that were 6 to 8 pages long, and I don't know about you, but my attention span is just down to nothing practically. So we decided that we would do a video newsletter, and it's like 3.5 minutes long. So that tells, the big hot things that are going on. But if you go to the district Facebook page, you can see all kinds of other things that are going on with other clubs, because we're having the clubs Facebook page like the district, so when they do something, they tag the district and there it is. Because even though we so concentrate on what we're doing in our community, because that's where we want to put our focus, we are an international organization. We're a big district organization. And you look out there and you think about the people that you have met through Rotary. Oh my gosh, some of my best friends are Rotarians. Well, I've been on the road with Rotary so long, I don't have any other friends. They're all Rotarians, I think. But, you think about the people that you wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Rotary. And so just think about outside these walls, the people that you could get to know through Facebook and other social media. We've got the Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got even a District 6110 YouTube channel. So if you want to see some cool stuff, go there. Did I say Instagram? Yeah, okay. I know I said tweet because I don't tweet unless I get a birdie on the golf course, which is very, very rare. We have got the district conference coming up next, the 28th through the 30th. And it's going to be at Downstream Casino and Spa Resort. And we're doing it with District 6080, which is southern Missouri and up to Kansas City. And we are so thankful for your club that you're sponsoring the Party by the Pool, helping sponsor the Party by the Pool after the golf and all of that kind of stuff. We've got great speakers. We are going to have a blast. I want to tell you about one, Tiffany Irvin. She is a self-proclaimed Rotary geek. She's in her mid-40s. She's her talk is, what do Miss America, college football, and Rotary have in common? I can't wait to hear that. Plus, I've heard that she's a real hoot. And I see that we're getting close to being finished, but hey, if you want to play golf, come and have a good time with fellow Rotarians. John's going to be there. John Raines is going to be there. I think he's going to win the whole thing, so maybe you don't want to come, but we have a house of friendship there too if you're interested in getting a table. But since we're getting close to time, I just want to leave you with this final thought. If you want to touch the past, touch a rock. If you want to touch the present, touch a flower. If you want to touch the future, touch a life. And I want to thank each and every one of you for all the lives that you have touched through Rotary. Now go out there and be the inspiration, and thank you so much.
Thank you, District Governor Jayne, for a great presentation, and Assistant District Governor Carroll for introducing Jayne to us. As a small token of our appreciation, we'd like to present you both with our Celebrate 100 Years of Tulsa, Rotary in Tulsa book. This is a really great resource about our club. Cherish that.
Oh, I get to see this every day now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. With our gratitude. A book recognizing today's program will be presented to our partner education school, Celia Clinton Elementary School. And the book this week is Who Ate the Cake? And the book was signed by our District Governor, Jayne. So we'll present that to Celia Clinton. Upcoming programs include the following: September 26th, Human Trafficking; October 3rd, Gubernatorial Forum, and you've got the cards to pose questions if you'd like to leave those cards with us. And October the 10th, we'll be going off-site to visit our partner school, Celia Clinton. Thank you all for being here. Let's not lose sight of that grand Rotary International vision. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Please note that our new members and their sponsors will be in the guest table area in the foyer as you exit. Please take a moment to personally welcome John, Ken, Barbara, and Bill to our Rotary family. We are adjourned.